Hey y'all, it's Micaiah at River of Life, and today we're in 2 Samuel chapter 23. And two things that are in this chapter are the last words of David and a list of the mighty men that fought for David. And a few things that stood out to me. The first one is in verse 2, and David talks about, I'll just read it. He says, "The Spirit of the Lord spoke through me. His word was on my tongue." And that reminds me of a psalm where David is talking about, "My tongue is the pen of a ready writer. I will recite my verses to the king." And so I think it's so cool that we see in his last words just kind of like a reflection of one of the psalms that he wrote. Another thing that stood out to me is just a couple verses down, he starts talking about how a righteous ruler is just prosperous. He's like the light of the morning. A ruler that loves the law of the Lord is like brightness after the rain. And so basically, like, this righteous ruler that loves the law of the Lord brings prosperity. And I think it's so cool that the Lord chose to put this list of mighty men right after that, because it even tells like a story or two about these mighty men and how David, because he was a righteous ruler, even when he was on the run before he was the king, he was righteous and he was honorable, and his men loved him and they were loyal to him, and it brought prosperity to them, but they loved him so much that they would risk his life, or they would risk their lives to go do things for him. And I just think that's so cool that David talks about like how righteous rulers bring this in and bring that in, and they're like the morning rain and the morning light. And just a few verses later, it talks about, like, it shares stories, like real life application of what that looked like for him even before he was king. So those were the few things that stood out to me in chapter 23. I will see you guys next time. Bye.